And it would work. And they knew that it would work. And they knew it probably by late summer of 2020. And yet that's, of course, when Operation Warp Speed was at full. By the way, Donald Trump is not innocent in all this.
I have a question. Yeah,
Yeah,
do you...
it was on your list here.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the Democrats to blame. I think we kind of already answered the question itself. You know, a lot of this was due to Warp Speed and the sort of like
he was taken in
there.
by it because he didn't know any better. I mean, he had these bureaucrats. I mean, again, Birx was actually worse than Fauci. And there's actually some good work done on Birx because Birx came from intelligence. She was an intelligence person when she.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So Birx is probably as deep into this as Fauci, and again, they sort of just had control of Trump because he was just way too preoccupied with being reelected. And didn't really think about what all of this meant. Also, very little of it was at the national level. Okay, very little. All the vaccine mandates were all at the state or local levels. All right. So the federal government, the only thing that Donald Trump, the biggest mistake he made was by, I'll just say, promoting Warp Speed, and I mean that we could sort of forgive him for. Full disclosure, if I'm allowed to say it, I did vote for Donald Trump reluctantly, only because he was slightly less horrid than the horrid other thing. All right.
Yeah.
And we talked about a little bit off camera about that. Again, anybody who's from Philadelphia knows that there's a parking lot at the corner of 13th and Locust, and the Harris Walls campaign had rented out the parking lot for a picnic style event the Sunday before the election. At that time, I either was not going to vote or maybe vote for Donald Trump, wasn't sure. All right. And they were handing out abortifacients. If you made a beanbag in the hole, you got your mifepristone and your Plan B. They were just handing out abortifacients as like it was a party game. And while I was this, I didn't show. I've got the pictures. This one of those enormous, tour buses pulls up right on 13th Street. Okay, so it takes up the whole street, and I had to block down. Okay, so and out of the bus comes Randy Weingarten, right out the bus, right? And I'm like, oh geez. And I looked up, and I'm like, all I could say was, it's Randy Weingarten, right? And she all smiles with her. Am I allowed to say?
I don't care, but people don't like it.
All right, okay. With her,
I can bleep it.
All right. So great big. So on 13th Street, during this picnic style event, comes this enormous tour bus, and out of the tour bus comes Randy Weingarten. I was literally standing this close to her as she got off the bus, and I said, I didn't know what else to say. I said, it's Randy Weingarten. And she had with her a retinue of, I'll just say, very large masculine women, and who were all excited to get to this event, which was about 30 yards south, because it pulled up on it pulled up just north of the where the parking lot is, and she said, "Oh, are you coming to the picnic?" And I said, "No, don't you have a lockdown to get to?" And at that point, she kind of hissed at me, gave me a dirty look, and her handlers, all right, pushed her away from me, all right? And I just kept walking, but I've got pictures of this on my phone. I can't believe it, because, I'm not the type to be whipping out my phone taking pictures, but I got pretty good at it during those days. And, this is the crowd that was there, and I said, okay, these people are really, really evil. This was the lockdown. This was the woman that forced children from their schools, from their friends for 2 years, so that the teachers could keep making. Well, I mean, I think most of the teachers really didn't want it that way, but she kept the union pretty cohesive at that time. She was responsible. Again, local school districts made those rules, but there was the NEA saying, "Oh no, our teachers aren't safe, so we can't open schools up." Essentially, there were school districts that were closed for 2 years. 2 years, kids didn't go to school. We're never going to recover from that. They're just things from COVID we are never going to recover from. One, the lack of accountability, it makes people not feel
comfortable to talk about it.
We lose confidence in our system.
Our government, like we're the democracy or accountability.
Right, we're losing confidence in the system.
I've lost it. I'm
Right.
ready for the guillotine.
Well, again, see, I'm never going to go that far because I'm a real traditionalist.
I'm joking,
right?
guys.
I mean, I'm a real traditionalist. And this one of these questions on here is about. I saw that about. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Do you think Cosby didn't do it? Well,
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Talk about the school stuff, though. Yeah, we won't recover from that as well.
we can't recover from it because you've got students who had. This is the. You've got, like, let's say 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, right? This is a critical developmental time. You need real social interaction at that age or you're not going to develop normally. Okay? You need all that stuff. You need your friends around. You need kids. They've got to be kids. That was taken from them. And
It was taken from me. I was a sophomore in high school.
Right. So you were right in the midst of it. You're going to stay angry about that your whole life. Okay?
Oh, I'm not. There's a lot of personal reasons that it negatively impacted me in my education patterns. Like I originally didn't come out of high school, like applied to any college or anything. And I like had to take a gap year and I had to I had to go back to community college, then kind of like learn how to learn again. Yeah. So it really messed me up. And it messed a lot of people up around me. A lot of people fell to substance abuse and mental health issues.
Right.
And, or they,
Look at the spikes in that. Look at the spikes in the substance abuse right now of, I think it's like 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds. I just saw something on this. It's absolutely related to COVID, and yet nobody's saying. Well, a few people are, but again, it's not being heard. The general press wants this buried. They don't want to talk about this.
no.
They don't.
They don't.
And so there can't, unless you have some accountability. People can never again have confidence in it. Frankly, the loss of confidence, I'll say, in the medicine in general. Let's say mainstream medicine in general. It's the lowest it's been probably in my lifetime, and I don't know quite how the medical profession is going to win that confidence of the American people back again, because they all sort of know. People all sort of know, like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have forced that on pregnant women. Okay, I mean,
Well, all right. So I have a friend that has a dog, and the vet was like, "This dog has to get 4 vaccines," and they're like, "Can I not have him do it all at once?" And the vet was like, "No." And then they're like, and the dude was like, "Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna give the dog one of them, and then I'm gonna come back a week later, and you're gonna do another one."
yeah. Why does the dog?
It was not 4. It was probably 2 or 3. But anyways, it was like
no. But what was this for? This was
probably a dog. It was just not for COVID. It was just
they were vaccinated. They
thing.
vaccinated the animals at the zoo. Okay.
Oh God.
Right. And here's the okay. You know what I gotta wonder? This is a great one. Everybody, think about this. Mind thought. Any mammal was a potential carrier of COVID. They knew, right? That was their big thing, right? So that means that dogs, especially dogs and cats, but cats don't, but dogs, okay, absolutely could carry COVID. They could be carriers of COVID, and they could even apparently have symptoms, okay? So why didn't we put masks on the dogs? I mean, dogs are everywhere, right? And they're coming and going, right? Why didn't we force them to put masks on the dogs? They're as much a carrier as humans are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, again, nobody thought about these things. I mean, that's just an obvious question. If mammals can be carriers of this virus, why did we not force masks on the dogs at the time? Because everybody was out walking their dogs and with their masks on, and the dogs were all communicating, and then they'd come home with their dog. I mean, the dogs all had the COVID. Just stupidity. Oh, well, how about when in the restaurants, when during the mask mandates, and I'm not sure what it was like down in Delaware, it was a little better down there, but here, you had to walk into a restaurant with a mask on, and you had to leave it on until you were seated. Then you take the mask off. So COVID was very smart. COVID knew only to stay up at this level. COVID knew never to go down to the table level, only stay up here. This was a brilliant virus.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. See, so you left your mask, and then if you went to the bathroom, you were supposed to keep your mask at the table, put the mask on when you got up to go to the bathroom, and then take the mask off again when you sat down to eat. This virus is amazing.
It's like the magic bullet from JFK. Ooh.
Yeah, right, exactly, right, yeah, right. How did that bullet get where it is? I mean, it's just that dumb, but people accepted it, and that was the problem. People accepted it more than they should have. People should have asked these questions, and they didn't.